whatever.
The
Anyway.
thing is, if you're, I mean, it's the same. Like, the project, the Salt Mountain project I'm working on right now. I got a team of about 30 people, right, of varying different degrees, and like, you can't go all Gordon Ramsay on people. They'll quit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Absolutely. Yeah.
there's nobody's going to put up with that if they don't have to, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And unless the rewards for eating your shit are just incredible, which they're not.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. You have to make sure, like, if you're gonna take a dump on people, you have to make sure that they have an interest in sticking around
Yeah,
to the point where it's worth it, like you said.
and so far, there haven't been any real escalations at all. Which, when you got 30 fucking people, is amazing. It's nothing short of a miracle, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing short of a miracle. But I mean, there's been disagreements. It's like, someone will say, "Hey, I think we should move this boss from this zone to this zone," and I'm like, "Well, I think it's fine where it is." He's like, "I think we should move it. I think it's fine where it is. I think we should move it." Like, okay, I really think it's fine where it is.
It's going to stay where it is.
Yeah, thank you for your input. Really, really. and then
Thank you. Yeah.
Someone will, there's things like that. You butt heads in that matter, but it's like I said, you can't go all fucking Gordon Ramsay and be just like, "You moron!
Right.
The fire-breathing dragon's there for a fucking reason. Why else would I fucking put it there? Who's in charge? Me or I mean, why do people do that?
I don't know. Like, I mean, it's like they think it's not thinking. It has to just be I'm pissed off and I'm not thinking. Clearly, that's all it is. Like, everybody gets pissed off, and then like this shit just tumbles out of their face. And then by the time they think, "Oh God, maybe I shouldn't have said that," the damage is done. It's that sort of thing. And I don't know, but you have to think about that shit before you open your mouth, especially when you have people working with you and you want them to do like good work.
Yeah.
You can't just shit on them. You just can't do it.
Yeah. And like I said, you got to send some stuff back. Like, someone will make like we've got some really good artists and musicians, and then I'm always very careful how I word things if something needs to be fixed, improved, sent back, changed.
Right.
It's like, you got to focus on the positive. You know what I mean? And not just like, I mean, not. I'll stop short of just completely taking the piss and be like, "Oh, good job. Here's a sticker on your homework." But you got to say, "Okay, this is 3/4 of the way where it needs to be. This part needs to be slowed down. This music's too inappropriate for what we're doing. It's not that it's bad; it's that it's not appropriate for the scene that we're supposed to bring. So forth. You got to really, you got to be clear about what you want. You got to be clear about what they did right and what they did. To me, it's intuitive. I think a lot of these leadership roles are made for people with a little bit of Asperger's, because you can't be sensitive and just. I guess if you don't care what other people think as much, it's easier.
Right. Well, I mean, there has to be a level of that. Like, you have to realize that, if your objective essentially has to be more important than how you feel about what people are going to think about your input. In other words, it's like, okay, well, people aren't going to like it if I reject their ideas. That can't be more important than the fact that the ideas are good or bad, that sort of thing. And it's just, some people have a really hard time with that. I'm not one of them. I've never had a hard time going, this idea isn't this is not what we're after. Why are we doing this? What's the deal? Like, I've never had a fucking hard time doing that at all. But especially when it comes to like gaming, playing a game with other people, doing things like that are leisurely. Like, there's no point in getting bent out of shape now. Like, the moment people stop having fun, it bums me the fuck out. It's like, this is supposed to be, like, when it comes to playing games, that is, on development's a whole other issue. That's very often not fun. But the thing about playing a game is, like, the moment you're not playing a game, fuck off. Like, enough, dude, enough. I'm done dealing with you. Like, that's why I used to, my go-to joke was, "Hey, we're all having fun now. At least we're having fun, right?" And that would always work to either A, shut the person up who was killing the mood, or B, make the person who was pissed off at the person killing the mood relax a little bit and laugh and not retaliate with more bullshit. Yeah. So it just served to do that sort of thing. But yeah. So don't do that shit to people. Chill the fuck out. It's a raid. Just fucking relax. Anyway.
Yeah, raid leaders and guild leaders on the whole, just some of them were such amazing, neurotic dicks. There was this one guy, he would lead the same raid with different people. Like, he'd get a pug raid, and he would raid this one instance. It was a short raid that could give you this really awesome mount as a guaranteed drop if you did certain things. And the mount was really valuable, and he would ninja it for himself and sell it on the auction house every time. And people just kept. He never failed to whip a group up. So he's just making money hand over fist, leading raids.
Wow.
And he's notorious, but he's always finding like these new people at the level cap to go and get this mount for him, and every single time he just takes it for himself, no loot roll.
Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, like when you're dealing with a bunch of people, like in a situation where like you have a huge player base, so it's easier to do new people into. Well, I haven't heard of this guy. And I want to do that fucking raid. Yeah, oh yeah, I have a shot at this map. Yeah, no you don't. You don't have a shot at shit. I'm done taking it. You have a shot at helping me get it, motherfucker.
All right, so still in the library. By the way, if you go like in case you thought you were making more and more progress to the west, that's not really how it works. Like sometimes you just end up in the same zone. There are some zones that are like those dungeons in COC where you're actually moving north, south, east, and west. But right now you just keep bumping in. It's basically like an alternative to Explore, but it's a bit more like specific, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
So you're still in the Gray. You're still in the Gray Abbey Library zone.
Okay, got it. Let's see. Where is okay? First of all, I've noticed that my sanity is dipped just a bit.
Yeah.
So just to toy with it a bit, let's try writing in the journal, see how that works out.
Okay, so you settle down and start scribbling. You are entirely subsumed with a random thought of being fucked by a German Shepherd wildly. Oh,
why would I be thinking about that? I don't know. It never happens. Okay.
So you're back up to 100 sanity.
Cool. So just one journal entry about a German Shepherd fucking me, and I'm in good shape. Wow.
Notice here, your thirst is crested 30. It's at 33 now.
Oh,
you have this
okay.
thirsty on your status, so it's pretty nice that it warns you in the hyperlinks. Now you can go in your inventory and drink a specific beverage, or you can just hit the thirsty button and it'll drink the first item it draws. It usually starts with the clean water, and if you don't have any clean water, then it'll drink dirty. If you don't have any dirty, it'll drink some other.
So it'll sort of prioritize the best option that I have available. Oh, okay, good. So yeah, I would drink the water anyway. So just go ahead and click thirsty, and we'll see how one bottle.
Okay. So you get points for drinking, and that took you down. Oh. It was at what 33. Now it's at 8, so it's 25. Takes down 25 thirst.
Per bottle, okay. And what's the point at which it starts to tell you or to warn you?
You 30. I think.
Okay. So 30 is basically that's when it's time to eat. You don't necessarily have to preemptively get out in front of it.
Yeah. It's not that.
Got it. Okay.
There's no need. Usually it's pretty good about the warnings, and it's pretty generous before penalties start to incur. I think I usually don't let them get high at all. There's no need to, panic and resort to desperate tactics like sucking a stranger's cock for some dirty water.
Oh, Aaron Raw is going to be sucking a lot of dicks at this point. For anybody that's curious, Aaron Raw's got a rough road ahead of him. Oh, man. Okay. I will feed him. I feel like I'm just going to refer to my own character as just someone else throughout this playthrough. But I'm afraid that might... But fear not, I won't just fucking thrust him into just imminent danger where I'm just gonna kill this character off or some shit. I'm not sure how easy that is to do.
You're just having never played this. Hydrated. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. Well, I mean, he's got his work cut out for him. You have to stay hydrated. You gotta be healthy. Sucking dick for dirty water is not it's not a task for a malnourished Aaron Raw. This is someone who needs to be well nourished and
their electrolytes
in shape.
Up.
Absolutely. You got to keep your electrolytes up. That's good. That is good. Okay. So now I'm no longer thirsty, and let's see. How about? Okay. Is there a way to just like sort of look at the room again to sort of once you?
There's area.
Oh, okay. Let's have a look again. Just,
Okay, yeah. So there you go.
got
Touch
it.
doors.
Back at
And,
the library. Okay. I do that every once in a while when I'm playing much. Just like if I'm standing somewhere for a while. And okay. Anyway, all right. Sanity's at HP. Let's head west.
Okay, you end up at another researcher. While passing along the narrow side street, you hear the not uncommon sound of rutting sex coming from somewhere. Let's see. You find a canine finishing up in what appears to be an unchanged human male. The guy being pounded spots you and blushes a little, motioning for you to be quiet. Expecting him to start changing you, and you prepare to back away, but even after the canine is done and gone, no infection appears. The guy gets up slowly and starts rearranging his clothes, waving you over. Confused and cautious, you approach him.
Yeah.
Hey there. When I first saw you, I thought you might be another creature waiting its turn, but then I realized you weren't quite at that point yet. Pretty crazy out here, huh? You start to ask him what it was all about. Oh, I almost forgot. That's what I get for letting you distract me. One sec. Pulls out a device from his pocket and pours a sample of the canine's semen into it.
A device? Okay.
And
That's
I guess he
vague.
just kind of squats over it.
Okay, good. That's another sample gathered and registered. That's your job? Like,
This is an exact South Park sketch with the
Is it?
cop. You remember that?
I don't remember it.
You don't
Like,
remember that?
I might
Dude,
have.
he goes undercover and he lets an entire fraternity fuck him up the ass.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Okay. Just going undercover. Yeah, that shit's great. That red-headed cop dude, like the head of the police force or whatever. Yeah.
He pauses
No,
to wipe his hand before offering it to you. The name's Sam, so you probably wondered what's going on. He says as he motions for you to come along with him, to which you nod. I've been sent in as a researcher to study the strange outbreak. Did they mention that you'd have to do that in the job description? It's like, yeah, what's your anal capacity? You know, just put it down on the form.
Yes, yeah. Jesus.
It's actually caused by strange nanites. I don't really know where they come from, or where they came from, or really much about them at all. Most of it is over my head, really. Yeah, the rest of it's up your colon. I'm just paid to go around and gather samples for pickup later.
Of course you are. What a normal thing to be paid to do.
Yeah. I started asking him why he's not turning into a dog right now, but he grins. Immunization resistance. The university is paying me. He's got a sponsorship deal with RSX, so they gave me some treatment to make me resistant. He's like, okay.
This would be a great opportunity for some product placement.
I'm not going to turn into an animal, am I? No, you're just going to get fucked up the ass by about 1,000 different creatures, and then okay. But I'm okay, all right. But I'm
sign me up. Fuck yeah, dude. Why didn't you say so at the beginning of this goddamn interview?
Not 100% guaranteed, you know, but it's held up for now. Lets me work on this project and gather samples. He holds up a small vial disgorged from his handheld device. Concentrated nanites, courtesy of my erstwhile lover back there. I must say I wouldn't have gone for that sort of thing in the past, but I'm starting to like playing around with these securities, he says, rubbing his recently fucked ass. I hope that's not a bad sign, he jokes. I was sent in with a partner, but he got a little too friendly with locals and started dipping into the vials, making a drinking motion with his hand. I hope he's happy as a kitty and all, but now I'm stuck doing the work for both of us. Well, yeah, there you go.
What a bummer, man. Yeah. I like how he says, where the fuck was that? Oh, I hope that's not a bad sign. After all of what you've said, you hope that's not a bad sign? That last part? Really? Okay.
That's a bad sandwich board around your shoulders.
Yeah. You are a bad sign. Just the existence of you in general.
Okay, I used to live here. Now this place has been boarded up for years, though the local teens knew how to get in. I've got a deadline to meet, but I can't run around the whole city to gather samples and nanites by myself. I hope you'll help me out.
Aaron Raw would have said the same thing. He has a deadline to meet. Me too. Me too.
It is for science.
Yeah.
I think that logically he'd help him out. Tucked into the corner of a basement in a long-abandoned home, Sam has set up his mini-lab. Here the resources, equipment, numerous racks of test tubes. The collection of vials seems quite impressive. With
Who
several
is?
Markham creatures
All right.
you haven't even seen yet.